Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man that has worn sleeveless shirts while recording 17 of his 33 Movies, Films, and Flicks episodes. It's Adam Hodgins.
I've done the sleeveless thing since like the 20th episode I was on, and I was just hot one night, so I took my sleeves off, and that one popped through the roof. And so since then I've been doing no sleeves, and the numbers have been getting better. And so I think that like my hero Vin Diesel and his blatant disregard for sleeves, I think that's the way. The path to success is to get rid of your sleeves.
Recording with you in the early days since 2018 was really stressful because whenever I watched you, I was always worried about the sleeves on your shirt. I'm like, they're going to explode at any minute. Like, those things are going to come right off. And so when you finally had no sleeves, podcasting got easier for me because I didn't have to worry about a shirt explosion.
Yeah, and without the stress of my sleeves on your mind, you were able to be free and just podcast. Yeah, like you were born to do.
I was flop sweating in those early episodes. Like when we were talking about Universal Soldier that one time, which has a lot of sleeveless shirts.
Yeah.
And so does most of the movies we talk about have sleeveless shirts. Just putting it out there. But I just, you joined me, David Cross, who David Cross, he loves Vin Diesel too. He did the Fast 10 trailer talk. We talk about Bloodshot every single year on its anniversary. You're going to be doing a Bloodshot toy line for us. Yeah. And so I'm very excited for that. And so, but you've also done, you and I had, I think, a 2-hour episode about the Fast 9 trailer several years ago. And then we did a barbecue where we actually barbecued food while recording an episode drafting Fast and Furious characters. You know Vin Diesel's, you've watched The Last Witch Hunter. You've watched the Riddick trilogy. You know Vin's movies. And so I brought you on just so we can have this conversation. And here's what I did.
Before that, I do want to apologize to the Fast and Furious fan base.
Oh.
I owe an apology. In the Fast 9 trailer episode we did, I made a bold prediction that when Fast and Furious 10 came out, the title would be called Fast 10 Your Seatbelts. And then when it came out called Fast X, I was like, oh, they missed an opportunity. And then I realized I shouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
They were like, if we call it Fast 10 Your Seatbelts, we got to give Hodgins some money. So I robbed us of having that movie title. And so I apologize to all of the Furious fans out there.
Yeah, producer Neil Moritz actually said that on a podcast. He name-checked you.
Yeah. And yeah, my Twitter blew up that day, and it was just so much hate I had to turn it off because people were like, you ruined our movie poster. And I basically wear that.
What does Fast X even mean? X means 10. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I was doing this assignment for Fandom where I am analyzing every Fast and Furious movie, and there's going to be a By the Numbers video that comes out. So if you go to Fandom, look at By the Numbers, you'll see my Fast and Furious episode. And also, I recently was on a guest on the Too Fast, Too Forever podcast where I talked about The Last Witch Hunter. And I also do a Bloodshot episode every anniversary with David Cross. We're saving our anniversary episode for the 500th episode week, which I watched Bloodshot again. And then Norbert and I did the entire Riddick trilogy. So then I was just was swimming with Vin Diesel, just movies in my head. Like he was just in there. But yeah, so I always think about Vin Diesel a lot. I'm talking about The Pacifier with my brother coming up pretty soon. Saving Private Ryan always pops up. So I just was watching these movies one day and I went, gee, he wears a lot of sleeveless shirts. And, Tom Cruise runs, Brad Pitt eats, Julia Roberts smiles, Harrison Ford points at things, Tom Hanks pees. I think many actors have their kind of shtick that they bring to every movie. And so what Vin Diesel does is he brings his sleeveless shirts. I mean, in 95, he was at that toy fair promoting
Street Sharks.
Yeah, Street Sharks, sleeveless shirt. In his 1995 short, Multifacial, sleeveless shirts. In his first film, the 1997 film Strays, he wears 5 different sleeveless shirts. Like, this isn't just a gimmick. Vin Diesel's a sleeveless shirt guy. That's what he's about.
I just want to add this. Iron Giant, no sleeves.
No sleeves. Groot, no sleeves.
Yep.
No, none whatsoever. Like, Groot doesn't wear sleeves. Iron Giant, no sleeves. Yeah, he didn't care about sleeves. And so I went through all of his movies. I went through 23 films, and I watched all of his films, and this is what I did. I counted all the instances. I counted all the sleeveless shirts. So here's the thing, though. If he wears a white tank top 3 times in a movie, I just counted it as a white tank top. So I didn't write 3 different white tank tops. I noted each instance, but I'm like, he wears a white tank top. So
as a character, can do laundry.
Exactly. And so I labeled all of the sleeveless shirts, and then I also counted the time that he wears a sleeveless shirt in every film. Now, I didn't have
Right.
a stopwatch where I clicked it every time he's on film. Like, if there's a scene where he's talking, then you cut to Brian, then you cut back to him, then you cut to him.
He's wearing it the whole time.
Yeah, he's in that world. Now, if they're in another part of the world, I'm not going to count his. But if he's in that scene, if there's, in Fast Five when they're driving around the track and it's a montage and he could pop up, he's in the background, I counted that. So
Right.
I counted all the sleeveless shirt time. Instead of just doing minutes, I did a percentage of screen time. I tracked all what his shirts were, what they were. Then I pulled all the Rotten Tomato critic data, all the Rotten Tomato audience data, all the IMDb user scores, and the worldwide box office, not inflated.
Right.
And I went, okay, what is the optimal sleeveless shirt wearing for Vin Diesel? And are you ready to go on this journey with me?
I was born for this.
On the top of your head, what's one sleeveless shirt scene that comes into your brain from Vin Diesel?
So, Pitch Black
Yes.
as a movie,
That's it.
right? Where you say like, okay, you're in space on a planet as a prisoner fighting demon monsters. I'm gonna want as much protection as I can get, but not Vin. He goes, I don't need sleeves. The cold, harsh of space and other planets. I don't have eyes that work properly because I got a shine job. I don't need sleeves.
No.
So I think to me that's a standout sleeve. That's a choice in that moment.
Yeah, and listen, like, what's crazy is that's all the only shirt he wears the entire film. It's all so his Riddick trilogy. Those are the most sleeveless characters. Oh, Chronicles of Riddick though, he wears a cape for a long part of the beginning parts.
Right.
So and he has a beard and he's all warm dressed because he's on the ice planet. But yeah, so that's the least one. But those three movies feature the most percentage of sleeveless t-shirt wearing. So I'm gonna drop some stats on you.
Hit me with it.
He wears a sleeveless t-shirt in 16 of his 23 films.
It's incredible.
Yeah. Do you want to know the 7 that he doesn't?
Yeah. Can I take a guess?
Yeah, of course.
So I don't think he wears a sleeveless shirt in Private Ryan
Yep, you got one.
because he's always in fatigues for that, right?
Yep,
I don't think he wears a sleeveless shirt in The Pacifier because he's working with kids,
you got 2.
right?
You got 2. You did good.
Yeah, got two. I'm off to a good start there, but no, he wears a sleeveless shirt in Bloodshot.
Yep, he does.
In the Knockaround Guys, does he wear a sleeveless shirt?
He
in that
does.
movie?
Yeah, white tank top.
Yeah, I'm just me guessing now.
Okay, so it's Saving Private Ryan, Boiler Room, The Pacifier, Find Me Guilty, Babylon AD, The Last Witch Hunter, Billy Ling's Long Halftime Walk.
Okay.
Those are the 7 films that he does not wear a sleeveless shirt in.
So, and I will say this about those 7 films. There's some big names in those films. Like Saving Private Ryan was a big film, but they were either small Vin Diesel films or they were just films Vin Diesel was in. They weren't a Vin Diesel film.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Boiler Room. Yeah, I would say Boiler Room, Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, he was in Billy Lynn's. He was just in them. But I mean,
Right.
Last Witch Hunter was a vehicle for him. Babylon AD was a vehicle. Pacifier was, and Find Me Guilty is him acting, but he's just wearing suits and shirts most of the time. So yeah, these are smaller Vin Diesel movies where he's a side character, with the exception of Babylon AD and Last Witch Hunter. But Babylon AD, he's cold the entire film.
Yeah.
So-
that's a very specific genre piece, right?
Lots of thermals. And then in Last Witch Hunter, he's stylish. He's colder. He wears jackets and fancy shirts. He has no time for no sleeves. So he's very purposely, and it didn't make much money, which I gotta say, he did no sleeveless shirts, didn't make much money, even though I love it. So those are the 7 films. Now, I'm gonna do, this is so insane that I did, so this is what I thought, Adam.
Did Private Ryan throw this algorithm of yours off because it was such a big movie?
Not really. I'm gonna
Okay.
get there, and you're gonna like it. But
Okay.
this is why I have so much data. When you're doing something as random and unimportant as this, you need to go all in. This has been my method as a researcher and a writer, that you have to take it way too seriously and write it tongue in cheek to have a good time. So that's why I did it. So I'm going to drop some other facts on you. The percentage of screen time in which he wears a sleeveless t-shirt on screen is 18.67%. So in all of his movies, he wears a sleeveless t-shirt for 20%, essentially 20% of all the movies, 18.67.
Right.
He spends 503 minutes in all of his films with a sleeveless t-shirt on. He wears, the average amount is 21.89 minutes in all of his films that he wears a sleeveless shirt. He wears a white tank top in 11 of his films. So that is the most prevalent of all the movies. A white tank top. A lot of white tank top work in his
Yeah.
movies. Like when he gets married in Furious 7, he's wearing a white tank top.
Yeah. No, do you count if he's wearing a white tank top and a shirt over top with unbuttons?
So this is so like let's say he's wearing a shirt with sleeves and a tank top. That doesn't get counted. However, in Furious 7 and in Strays he did the double sleeveless. And in Furious 7, 8, and 9 he started doing the double sleeveless. So I count that, which is crazy. You know the only movies that have made over $1 billion of Vin's movies are where he wears a double sleeveless.
Right, that's the move.
Yeah, because he's getting older. We know about
Yeah.
it. Like he could rock a sleeveless in Pitch Black, but in Fast 9 he's got to wear that Toretto shirt with no sleeves with an undershirt because he's got to go double sleeveless. Also, he started to rely a lot more on the button-up sleeveless shirts. Like in Triple X, The Rise of Xander Cage, he wears several button-up shirts with no sleeves, and he starts wearing athleisure wear in 2017 in Triple X3 and Bloodshot.
Maybe you know this, but does he get custom-made sleeveless shirts, or does he get regular shirts and cut the sleeves off?
He does that. So some movies he has a gray shirt with no sleeves. Like Fast 9, he has a gray shirt with sleeves were cut off. But in Fast 7, Fast 5, he has a black shirt that comes that way. Like I used to buy sleeveless shirts that were custom made. Like I had a Ringer sleeveless shirt. So I had Ringers typically have sleeves, but I had a Ringer where where the sleeves, where the armpits are, there's a ring. Very odd. Pacific Sunwear. Yeah. And I wore cargo shorts a lot and high socks.
Yeah. Fantastic. My buddy in Australia calls those his cargies. One of my cargies today.
I mean, listen, I could find things in those pockets 2 years later, not even know they were in there.
Oh yeah.
It's just like a TARDIS, those cargo pants.
Exactly.
All right, now.
Right. Yeah. I'm my pockets right now. What I got in here?
The 7 movies that feature him wearing a black shirt with no sleeves have a 62% tomato meter score. That's the only version of sleeveless shirts that has a fresh tomato meter score. So
Really?
If it's a black shirt with no sleeves, it's fresh. That's the only score that's fresh with him. Now, the 5 movies that feature him wearing a gray button-up shirt with no sleeves, they have an average of $808 million at the box office.
Whoa, that is money.
Yeah, that's the Toretto sleeveless shirt with the
Right.
with the buttoned up that he wears. And so that if you see that, bada bing, you're great. Now, the movies with him wearing a black tank top, aka Riddick, have the highest IMDb average. That's 6.45, and there's 7 of those.
Okay.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, when it comes to the amount of sleeves worn by Vin Diesel in the movie, 4 is the best. So he wears, it's so stupid. And so in 7 movies he wears none. In 5 movies he only wears 1 sleeveless shirt. In 3 movies he wears 2. In 2 movies he wears 3. In 2 movies, he wears 4, and in 4 movies, he wears 5 sleeveless shirts. But the best average is 4, 74% tomato meter average, 77% audience average, 6.85 IMDb average, and 1.375 billion if he wears 4 sleeveless shirts.
So if he wore 4 black
Distinct, different.
Okay.
So they have to be different. So the 5 have to be different. So in Furious 7, here, let me pull this up. I have every single shirt labeled. So in Furious 7, he wears a black tank top, a gray sleeveless shirt, a black sleeveless shirt, and a white tank top. So if he wears 4 different ones.
That's the kind of evidence that's going to win court cases one day, Mark.
I could find him guilty.
Yeah, fashion guilty.
Now what's crazy is that his first movie, Strays, he wore 5 sleeveless shirts. Then he didn't have another movie that featured 5 sleeveless shirts until 2017 with The Return of Xander Cage. And then Return of Xander Cage, Bloodshot, and F9 all feature 5. So his latest movies, he's wore 5 distinct sleeveless shirts.
Right.
Crazy. And then I'm going to drop some...
He knows this. All the facts you're spitting out are second knowledge to him. So he's like, I need to wear my 5 shirts.
Yep. But I mean, they made money, but that's where he's moved. So he had this long gap in the middle where he wore 5. He didn't wear 4 all the way until Furious 7.
Really?
Yeah. So we're talking very... 4 and up Diesel is a relatively new thing, with Strays as an outlier. Now, the average amount of sleeveless shirts he wears in his fresh films is 2.14. His rotten films is 1.92. So that's close. But this is really cool data that I think you're going to love. For his movies that make more than 500 million, okay, he wears 3.14 sleeveless shirts. Yeah. And movies that make them less than 500 million, he wears 1.35 average.
Wow. So between 2 and 3 is kind of that sweet golden triangle spot.
Yeah. You want to have more than 3 because
Okay.
those are so if his movie makes more than 500 million, he averages 3.14 sleeveless shirts in each of them. I just love it, and I think the best numbers go to the gray sleeveless because they're all Fast and Furious. But for me, I think I'm a black shirt no sleeves guy because that's Fast 5, Fast 6, Fast 7. And you know what I love most about the Fate of the Furious? You can track that movie in 3 pictures. You can track him with good Dom wearing a light blue shirt and a white tank top. Then bad Dom in a black sleeveless shirt. And at the end, he's good Dom again, and he's wearing his gray shirt with a white tank top. So he's
Nice.
like bookended by white and gray, but in the middle he goes bad and he has a black tank top through the entire
So
time.
it's kind of like a 1930s cowboy.
Exactly. So you can track his villainous evolution with his sleeveless t-shirts.
So his T-shirt is essentially his cowboy hat. It's incredible.
And this was so much fun to go through. And basically what this proves is that the more sleeveless shirts, the more money he makes.
Right.
And
I think what this proves is that if you're looking at content you love, doesn't matter how ridiculous it is, you're having a great time.
And I adore this, but I also love that when he wears 5, the numbers are kind of like,
Yeah, like almost too much, man. Like bring it back a little bit.
Yeah, it's like I think I'm not a big fan when people go too big. Like when someone gives you a thumbs up, it's great. But when someone gives you 2 thumbs up, I don't like it. When someone points 2 fingers at you, I don't like it. Like,
Right.
I don't.
The Megaforce thumb kiss.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. See, that's 1. That's perfect.
Right.
So I think when he goes too much, people are like, get out of here. So unlike Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, where the more they run, the more they eat, the more money their movies make.
Right.
The more sleeveless shirts he wears, like we're talking ridiculous amounts, 5 and more. That's when the numbers drop. But the ideal sweet spot, I think, is 3 and 4.
So I think that's something that happens with TV shows. So you'll have a TV show that comes out and it's great, right? Like this is a good TV show, and it'll have a small character that does a funny thing, and they're like, oh, this is great. And then the network says, oh, people love this character, we're going to give him more scenes. And then by season 3, it's essentially his show now, and we're like, well, no, he was good in a little bit. When you give him too much, it loses the framework that made this guy look great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so too many sleeveless shirts. It's like, listen, this isn't the sleeveless shirt movie. It's just a movie where you wear sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, are you wearing the sleeveless shirts or the sleeveless shirts wearing you?
Right. Exactly. That needs to be a t-shirt.
If you watch Triple X Return of Xander Cage, they wear him. He doesn't wear them. It gets a lot.
Well, when you put Return of Xander Cage in the title of the film, it's essentially saying Triple X, hey, look, it's Vin Diesel again.
Yeah, and then he's in. And also, too, I'm not sure I like his shift in athleisure sleeveless shirts that he wears in Bloodshot and Return of Xander Cage.
Right.
Because he's not an athleisure guy. When I mean athleisure, he's wearing tank tops specifically designed to go play football or Under Armour.
Right.
He's not that guy.
He's not a Sunday afternoon play football with The Rock and Walking Tall.
No, he's a barbecue guy.
Right.
And that's why he has the tank tops.
He shops at Walmart and buys his tank tops in a bulk package.
I will say he's quite bold because he does wear white tank tops occasionally while eating barbecue.
Yeah, no. I think it's neat that after all this data, you can then now declare that Vin Diesel is quite bold.
I have never seen Dom Toretto stain his shirt with barbecue sauce. Is he that good?
I think barbecue sauce is scared of him. I'm not messing with Dom. Are you crazy?
One final point before we get out of here. For years, I've watched him drink Corona like a madman.
Yeah.
And that was one of my most famous Reddit posts. I figured out where Corona was in the series and what it meant.
Yeah, and if you can have any brew you want as long as it's Corona.
Oh, gosh. And Kurt Russell even has tons of Belgian beer for him. He doesn't even drink it. He has a bucket of Corona waiting. But what Dom does, he puts his hand around the neck of the bottle. He puts it up, and then he flicks it in the air. So imagine taking any glass bottle, as opposed to just grabbing the main part and taking a sip of it. He flicks it in the air. And I've always been like, that's going to take off like a rocket. You could have root beer. You could have anything you want. That's going to explode. This is Apollo 13 all over again. Now, we just talked a lot about Ed Harris in another episode recorded, so I think that's where my brain went immediately. But in Fast and Furious, your favorite Fast and Furious movie, there's a scene where he drinks like a maniac, and when he's praying, you see the bottle overflowing like a volcano of Corona. So at least Corona obeys the laws of physics, because this Corona's like, listen, Dom, You can't do me like that. Listen, you can drive this Charger wherever you want, however you want, but you can't flip a bottle up like that. I will explode. And they left it in the movie.
Yeah. Because that's the kind of authentic tale that I think Fast and Furious wants to tell.
Oh, man. And just the sleeveless shirts go up and up. But I'm just going to say it here. I think for me, the all-time great sleeveless shirt is I love your Riddick, but I think this is the first race in Fast and Furious. The black sleeveless, the black shirt with no sleeves, not the tank top. That's like he's like really good in that scene.
So I've always said, you know how in Total Recall they had that thing that can wipe your memory a little bit?
Yeah.
I've always thought it'd be cool if I said to you, Mark, we can wipe your memory of any knowledge of movies so you can watch it again for the first time. What 3 movies would you pick to do that with?
Vin Diesel movies or any movie?
Any movie.
Oh my God. And can I watch them in a theater?
Yeah, you watch in the theater. You can have any experience when you have it just temporarily for the experience. You'll gain all your knowledge back after, but for the experience, you get to watch it clean.
Truman Show.
Take Shelter.
Truman Show, Take Shelter, and Steel Dawn.
That's the perfect answer.
Because I want that punch scene back that you and I talked about on the podcast. So that's it right there.
Right? I want that punch scene back.
Yeah.
For me, it would be Predator. Right? Imagine going into that movie having no idea what the Predator was.
Oof.
Like that's the perfect scenario. Scenario. So Predator. And this one might shock you. But Fast and the Furious is on there because it had such low expectations going in. Right? Because when that first movie came out, you're like, a movie about like import car racing. This is going to be stupid.
It's Point Break.
You know, yeah, and it was so good. It was like one of my favorite movie watching experiences to see was that. And then would be First Blood.
Oh, yeah.
First Blood, I feel robbed that I knew who Rambo was before I saw the First Blood movie.
I love it. That's good.
Yeah.
I just want to watch Patrick Swayze's dance fight again.
That's great. Was one of the movies where I was like, you should watch this. And you're like, okay. And I was like, I made him watch this movie. It's
amazing. Greatest punch ever thrown in a film. But
I think that my favorite joke or like bit from any episode we did was in Steel Dawn when I referred to the other guy as Kmart Hulk Hogan.
Listen to it. Go back on Movies, Films, and Flakes. Find it. You're going to love that episode. Now, Adam, so when I explained all this to you, the thing is for me is I know what's going on in my head. I know did I get this information across to you in a clear and concise manner?
There was some numbers coming at me where I had to I couldn't, usually Mark, when we do a podcast together, it is just me hanging out with my buddy and having the best time. And it's just great. Early on in this episode, I was like, oh, this is me talking to my mortgage broker being like, this is good. This is super important, great stuff, but pay attention.
Yeah.
Like you got to be on your toasters. I'm going to throw some numbers at you and you got to keep up. So once you got into 18% of the time, I was like, oh, okay, Hodgins, focus up here. It's, you got to get busy living or get busy dying here. But it was great. Once we got to that point, I was all in on the sleeves and the sleevelessness.
Basically, the more the better.
The more the better. Yeah.
And he wears the most percentage of screen time is in the Riddick trilogy. He's gone all in on sleeveless shirts, 5 in his last 3. The best optimal number to wear is 4. And he wears sleeveless t-shirts in 16 of his 23 films. And his movies that make more money average 3.15, and his movies that make less are 1 point something.
So would you say it's fair to say that the sleeveless shirt is Vin Diesel's calling card? It's his "I'll be back."
It is, because listen, this isn't an accident, right? This isn't Arnold's cigars on set. That wasn't an accident. He just likes cigars. So right. This is his calling card. It really is.
I like Vin Diesel. I like it. But it seems to me, and stop me if you think I'm wrong, but when he talks about himself and other actors who've been in these movies or movies he's been in other projects with, he talks about himself as if he is a major action star.
He is.
As if he's a Stallone or a Schwarzenegger, even before now, when The Rock made his first appearance and they had their first fight, he was his comment on the DVD commentary was, putting these guys together was going to give cinema history. The 2 biggest action stars in the world were going to fight against each other. So I feel like Vin Diesel is always somewhat punching above his weight class. And I feel like he wants to have the sleeveless shirts on to show that he's got the pythons, like he's got the goods.
Listen, he's definitely got something to prove. But I think with this Fast and Furious franchise, with 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 2 of them gross more than $1 billion. 2 of them gross more than 700 million. These are giant movies.
Oh no, he got there. He did it.
And but yeah, he does have that ego. He does. But I mean, he's also, I don't know, I love who he has. Like, he brings in, like, he had Justin Lin direct a bunch of Fast movies. He had F. Gary Gray. He had James Wan. It's like the Fast and Furious world's one of the most diverse casts in a major franchise ever. Like, so it's, I love what he does. Like, I love that he cast Game of Thrones actors in most of his movies. I love that he's a total nerd. I like that he can't exist in the same world as Dwayne Johnson because they're both such alphas. Like, it's,
they just can't handle it.
No, they can't. They can't. They got to have their own thing. And so, like, I so many actors. I worked on a bunch of sets, man, and I did not like most of the actors I worked with. Like, for me to be, like, I don't care. Like, I think there's maybe 3 or 4 who I thought were, like, genuinely nice people. And so, Billy Bob, my man. Faster. Like Bill Paxton, like Lake Bell's cool as heck. Like, there's a lot of cool people, but it's egos, man. So I mean, Vin has that ego, but I also think he's doing good stuff for the world. And I don't care what people think, man. I love the Fast franchise. I do.
One of our first, like, earnest conversations where you're like, hey, we're doing this draft of Fast and the Furious movies. Do you want to be part of it? And I was like, yes. And you're like, but understand, we really like the Fast. Like, we're not going to take pot shots. We're not going to, you genuinely love what they're doing. I was like, no, Mark, I genuinely love what they're doing as well. 100%.
And that's why you're here.
And that's why, you made the cut.
Yeah. I think it's so counterintuitive, though, to make fun of Vin Diesel. Like, I hate 2 wrongs make a right, but people are like, oh yeah, Vin's like hard on this and that. Like, so is everybody. Like, that doesn't make it right. But like, I don't like it when people are singled out for it. Right. And so,
see Vin Diesel doing like a Jay and Silent Bob flying around. What'd you say about me on the internet?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. No, he doesn't care. Vin Diesel, he exists in his own bubble.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think, I've never checked this out. Maybe you know that. What is what's his main driver? What's his actual real life car?
Fiesta.
It's got to be a Fiesta.
That looks like a Lamborghini. What was the car that showed up at your car shop that was tricked out to look like a Ferrari or Lamborghini, but it was a Fiero?
A Pontiac Fiero.
Fiero.
And it had a body kit on it to look like a Ferrari Testarossa. And the guy thought he bought a Ferrari. And when I entered it into the computer as a Pontiac, he was like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is a Ferrari. And I had to break the news to him that he spent $80,000 on a kit car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a neat day.
So, all right, final thoughts about sleeveless shirts before we get you out here.
I've never been confident enough to pull off a sleeveless shirt. I've never done it in real life. But I think this summer going to Georgia, I'm going to rock a sleeveless shirt when I come down and see you. During the meetup, I'm going to be rocking a sleeveless shirt to say that's how much I care about you, Mark.
That gives me time. It gives us time to work out. And we'll look like Brian and Roman from Too Fast.
$800 million worth.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for joining me and hearing about Vin Diesel and his sleeveless shirts.
I love it. All the Vin we can get.
All right. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Adam Hodgins, who you can find at GoFigure.
Yeah, go watch me on GoFigure on YouTube and Instagram. But why did we not make this what your data needs? It's got to be called the VIN number.
Oh.
What's the VIN number of this movie?
Oh man,
that's the move.
The VIN number, the perfect VIN number of sleeveless shirts. You go check. Listen, I'm flustered. I got nothing. Go check out GoFigure on YouTube. It's a wonderful show. I'll include the link in the post and just check it out at Movies, Films, and Flakes and go watch his show. It's wonderful. And
I appreciate that.
And VIN number.
VIN number.
I'm gonna melt. All right, man. I'll talk to you later, dude. Thank you for joining me. All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Adam Hodgins, this is Mark Mind Melted Hoffmeyer. Wait, I just said that. I'm done. So thank you all for listening. I'll see you next week. Bye.